to another episode of Super Reaction Bros. I'm Chris.
I'm Christopher.
And we're actually say hello there, as we're taking a look at the official teaser trailer for a new Disney Plus Star Wars. So we're going to say original series for now because we don't know anything.
Expanded universe, since now they're starting to do the MCU now.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, yes, everybody's favorite light-wield sabering master, sensei, whatever you want to call him, is back. Kind of. So basically, Ewan McGregor, everybody's favorite. Well,
this has been in the working for many moons now, and they finally got it off the ground, and now we're getting our first series, pretty much, of Obi-Wan, pretty much showing what happened to him after, in a way of like. After, hey, I dropped off Luke. There we go.
Yeah, so yeah, of course, obviously, it takes place between episodes 3 and 4. Probably a little bit of time after the events of 3, obviously.
And it probably, depending on where they're going with it, because there were some events in the animated series that they brought up pretty much. So who knows? We'll see. We'll have to see where that goes as well.
Yes. Joel Edgerton is even back because in episode 3 he made a small cameo as Luke's uncle. He's back in this as well. Biggest news, of course, Hayden Christensen coming back as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
They've been hyping the shit out of that confrontation again, which is going to be amazing.
It was originally supposed to be Darth Maul, but plans were scrapped, and he said, let's just go with Darth Vader, because it's in the animated series, it was always Darth Maul, pretty much, who always wanted to get revenge on Obi-Wan. So they were originally going to do Darth Maul, but they're like, you know what, let's just do Darth Vader, overall.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, I can see why they stopped using Vader for a while, because everybody was using Vader, and then they started overusing Maul, and they're like, let's go back to Vader for a bit.
But the thing is, they were using Maul in such a great way, because if you would watch the animated series, you see what I mean, like how great his backstory is, more of who he was and where he transitioned to.
I think, if anything, it comes down to the fact they actually got Hayden Christensen back for the role, and this time, with people who know how to write and direct, all that talk about sand and shit,
Yeah, so let's just dive into this and take a look at the official teaser trailer for the Disney Plus original series, Obi-Wan Kenobi. So here we go.
Tatooine.
The fight is done. We lost. Stay hidden.
Yeah,
it looks like it's quite familiar. Ooh, yeah! Duel of Fates.
The Duel of Fates.
The key to hunting Jedi is patience.
Ooh.
Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi code is like an itch. He cannot help it. Where is he?
Yeah, what are they called?
Inquisitors.
The Inquisitors, yep.
Yeah, you hear it. I love what they did with the eye at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. It's clever.
That's cool.
Nothing much to really say, but it's of course, obviously, one thing for anybody's to be up with, which you see
with the animated show,
any of the side stories,
any of the animated side stories, stuff like that, or series. The Inquisitors did take a big approach between episodes 3 and 4. They did have their own thing, and they're finally, this is our first live action interpretation of the Inquisitors.
I'm more because I've encountered Inquisitors in Jedi Fallen Order, the Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, I play on Xbox, and that's how I know about them. I know you go for the series. So
what I like here is more of it's like we're more of not diving into like how are they surviving for those besides himself, because the way they were talking about it is like how are some of these other Jedi, you know, that were able to possibly escape surviving, how they've been trying to hide, you know, especially like him.
One thing Jedi Fallen Order kind of did, because of course obviously in that game he gets found out. One thing that you notice is that they always have somebody like intertwined, like Inquisitor intertwined in the Force, so that way kind of like the Force detectors pretty much. Like if somebody uses the Force like very strongly, guess what, they're going to show up. And that's what happens at the beginning of Jedi Fallen Order, is that after he saves an old co-worker of his, they show up because they know somebody used the Force. They know one of them is Jedi. You know,
one of them.
So they're always keeping an eye, and I guess in this case, in this show's case, it's going to be times where Obi-Wan has no choice.
Yeah, you can tell where it's like he's trying to stay hidden.
And it's not even following the Jedi code, it's just being a good person.
He's just trying to be, exactly. He's always, you know, from his mentor, pretty much, you know, Qui-Gon Jinn, you know, it's like just trying to be that, you know, that good person, you know, that good-hearted person that he learned from.
It's okay, so for the looks of it, Luke's about like 6 years old for the looks of it.
Probably just about. Probably I say between 8 to 10 years old.
About 8 to 10, yeah. I'll say about 8 to 10.
8 to 10 years old. It's been, you know, time has passed.
I love how he's like his father, just dreaming of pottery.
You know, the pod racing, you know, the racing, and not even that fighter pilot, you know, type of situation. You know, just a fighter pilot. You know?
Yeah. Of course, you know, Ewan McGregor looks amazing as always as Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's great having him back. We also have some new faces, like I said, the Inquisitors as well. It's gonna be cool to see how he encounters them, because like we've never seen Obi-Wan encounter Inquisitors before. Anybody from the original trilogy for now really encountered these guys, because they were, I believe, they were created after the end of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
To hunt down any remaining Jedi. Because, you know, Darth Vader's too busy doing his own thing.
Exactly.
Moping in his space volcano castle. Yeah, but it looks pretty dope. I mean, we, of course, are going to eventually get into Book of Boba Fett. We're going to play a little Star Wars Disney Plus catch up here.
And now we're starting to, or at least he's now starting to comprehend, going, great, now we're doing the MCU, doing their connectivity with the MCU shows.
I look at
now we're doing the Star Wars now.
I look at it this way. I was going to watch Book of Boba Fett, but then everybody's like, you have to watch it if you really enjoyed watching Mandalorian. And now I know, now I know why. I'm like...
It's more, and not even that, they are, you know, confirming they are going to be connecting some of these shows together, intertwining every now and then.
Yeah, there's talk that they want to do this, like, big crossover Disney Plus original film.
That's what I said, and that's where we get, like, that's why I had said, you know, this is like, you know, Star Wars is starting to dive into what the MCU's doing, and where it's like,
I wonder what they would call it, though.
It depends on the situation, though.
But as of right now, not much else to say. It looks pretty dope.
It looks promising, let's put it that way. It looks like, you know, we're going to get kind of a wrap-up story of like where he kind of like ends up at, because a lot of us already know kind of like where he kind of ends up, even in the animated series, pretty much where he kind of, you know, last we see him in the anime show, stuff like that. So it's gonna be interesting how they're gonna guide him into this direction of like more of live action.
And then there's gonna be, of course, Hayden Christensen, because you can't have James Earl Jones the entire time talking like Vader. So it's gonna be interesting how they do the makeup for him by this point, because by the time we see him at the end of Return of the Jedi, he's old, he's withered. I mean, at this point, it's only been 5 years since he, 8 years since he.
That's what I said. We're still gonna get. It's gonna be a much more agile Vader compared to before.
Yeah, I am curious on the makeup design and how far they're gonna go with him without the mask for a while.
Yeah, or if they decide to go without the mask, that's up to them to see how they're gonna go with it. You know, see before maybe by the end where it's like that's when he switches the voiceover.
And the other question is, if they do show up on Tatooine, and then how did it explain why it took them till episode 4 to really like, oh, we're going to Tatooine now because coincidence?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, the big question, like I said, there's so many questions strung out here. It's like, you know, does he eventually just end up in Tatooine coming back? You know, he drops them off but then leaves, you know, and then comes back to Tatooine? Or is like, is this whole time we're going to be following him on Tatooine? You know, that's the question I have.
And remember, and they already know, people at Tatooine already know who he is, kind of, because they call him the Old Hermit.
Yeah, the Old Hermit, or was it Old Ben or something like that? And it's, like I said, it's gonna be interesting, and this is definitely something people have been craving for so many years now, saying, okay, we want this Kenobi series, we want to see where he ends up at.
Maybe a lot of people wanted to see Ewan McGregor back because he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job delivering Obi-Wan Kenobi, from his young age to where eventually we get to see him at. So we're finally going to find, depending if this gets picked up for a second season, I only see this as a one season, but it depends on where they go with it or what plans they have.
Yeah, so other than that, folks, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around. And if you like us just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about Disney and their Star Wars shows, hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well.
Let us know what you guys' thoughts are on this Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, but also the series. What are you guys' thoughts and theories going into this, of what could happen, where he's at this point? Is this before Darth Maul? It sounds like, is this just after Darth Maul, for those who know what I'm talking about? Or do you think this is just way before that? And would you want to see Darth Maul in this show up at some point, either in this, maybe, or another season? Let us know your guys' thoughts and theories down below. But most importantly, we thank you for watching.
And of course, check out all of our big SRB TV related Star Wars reactions right here on the channel. But until next time, though, I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And this has been a very old Ben-filled episode of SRB.
See ya.
Later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out any of our previous reactions,
As well as one of our other SRB shows.
check out one of the playlists down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
You can find us on Twitter and Stardust,
at Super React Bros.
as well as on Facebook.
At Super Reaction Bros.